And we start tonight with breaking news. Hundreds of people are being evacuated right now in downtown Sacramento. It comes after an explosion at a SMUD power substation nearly 12 hours ago. Now, the power outages on this cold night have forced many seniors to evacuate. They are being taken to City Hall. Many other buildings are now under a voluntary evacuation order. Keep in mind, a power outage is impacting several blocks downtown. Just take a look at this. Old Sacramento in the dark tonight. And we're told the outage spans from the river in Old Sacramento to 12th Street. It all comes as we are facing very cold temperatures in the 30s tonight, with SMUD saying more than 1,000 people are still in the dark. So we have live team coverage.
And we are reporting live in the middle of that blackout that is now spanning 12 citywide blocks in downtown Sacramento. I'm on I Street right outside of a senior living facility that has since been evacuated tonight. Many of those seniors going to City Hall. We'll get to that in just a moment. But we were just at City Hall learning from the city officials tonight that they are now looking at more buildings to inspect those buildings as well. And they tell us again that this is a developing situation after the building was unsafe to live in. They evacuated all those seniors to City Hall. And again, just a few short blocks from here is the SMUD substation, where they are working diligently to get the power back on after that fire and explosion happened. We're going to get to the fire and explosion in just a moment and a possible cause, but we want to go over to ABC 10's Van Tu, who is live outside his City Hall tonight. And Van, so many seniors seeking refuge inside tonight.
Yeah, Madison, for the most vulnerable citizens, senior citizens, this can be a matter of life and death. And as you can see, some of them being bused here, roughly 150 evacuees are now staying at this emergency shelter at City Hall tonight. And an entire Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Agency building for seniors deemed a fire hazard had to be evacuated. So again, you see some of these evacuees getting taken to City Hall tonight. First responders had to carry hundreds of people down as many as 12 stories. And again, RT buses helping transport elderly residents to City Hall, and the Red Cross also providing cots and supplies as well. This all a very incredible lift by city emergency management. But at ABC 10, we stand for you and pressing city agencies for more answers from worried residents.
After the explosion left in the dark, the Edgewater Senior Apartments in downtown Sacramento, 12 stories tall, the elevators out of service.
No way to get out, no water, using bottled water that I bought to flush the toilet.
73-year-old Aura Turner relies on a CPAP machine.
But without electricity, and it breathes for me at night when I go to sleep.
And for hours, she wondered how she and vulnerable neighbors would get downstairs. As our crew was escorted up the dark stairwell, we ran into Marilyn Daniels.
What are you doing? Going downstairs. You don't have a flashlight? Huh? You don't have a flashlight?
The elderly resident who lives on the 12th floor packed her cart for 3 days, and at that point got herself down 2 flights.
It's exhausting. It's hurting my back because I got to get this stuff down there.
Daniels, a 9-year resident, says SHRA management was rude, telling her to call the Red Cross or SMUD to handle her power outage concerns, though we did see staff on scene.
Well, it's been an ongoing problem to get them to do anything or take responsibility for anything.
Sacramento City fire officials say they only became aware of the unfolding emergency when a captain took notice.
When that notification went up, because they had ran several 911 calls to this specific building for people needing oxygen assistance.
5 hours into the outage, first responders began evacuating those with immediate oxygen needs, even delivering oxygen tanks.
They need some emergency backup, like a backup generator or something.
With no response from SHRA, we asked the City of Sacramento's emergency management.
So it does have backup power. The only unfortunate circumstance with one of the buildings, it does not have working generators.
We checked building records. A permit application for work, including an installation of a transfer switch for backup building power, was submitted in March and was only approved on November 24th.
God forbid a fire starts in this building.
And really that was the fear of the fire chief, who ordered a mandatory evacuation without power to those fire suppression systems. It was a fire hazard. Now, Madison, the mayor and emergency officials held a press conference about an hour ago where they were able to clarify some information. They say 9 buildings in the area were impacted, and emergency crews were able to bring out emergency generators to all of those buildings. However, they were not able to hook up power to that Edgewater building here. They said it was too old of a system to handle it. Now, I want to also clarify that the most frail of those senior citizens were taken to hotels or hospitals if need be. But the shelter here at City Hall will only be open for one night. Emergency officials say if there are necessary housing needs by tomorrow, and if power is still out, those residents will be given hotel vouchers so they have a place to stay. But tonight, City Hall is their place for now. And the mayor, again, saying that this is a prime example of the city stepping up to help those in need. Madison?
Man, that is absolutely so true. And again, we are outside that senior living facility. I'm going to take a step out of the frame right now. As you can see, they're loading up some pets that belong to a homeowner and resident here at the senior living facility. A couple birds that are now being loaded into this ambulance. Just wanted to give you a live look again of what people are dealing with outside here. Again, the temperatures are so incredibly cold. We saw so many people getting off of those RT buses at City Hall with their pets as well, seeking refuge in a warm place to spend the night. And we also have some more good news tonight about this situation. A local restaurant, Drewski's, gave out free food tonight. They were helping so many of the seniors living here. They showed up to provide free meals to all of those impacted by this power outage. Now again, here is what happened today. You can see the video right here. A SMUD substation in downtown at 6th and 8th Streets caught fire, and then there was an explosion. This happened just before noon today. The cause is still under investigation, although Sacramento Fire Chief Gary Loesch said that the fire started in a transformer and spread into a building. He said it's nothing more than a malfunction of a transformer. Now, SMUD says they're actively working to assess the damage and, quote, based upon significant damage, power will not be restored today, and SMUD is recommending backup generators for those who have them. And again, back out here live, we just spoke with Mayor Darrell Steinberg about this situation. He was in a long city council meeting prior to talking to us, and here's what he had to say.
The city is stepping up, as it always does in a crisis, big time. Tonight we are opening City Hall. We expect about 100 of those seniors. We will help triage them. They can stay here, of course, all night if needed.
And again, that is Mayor Darrell Steinberg talking about evacuating those seniors. And Chris, I can tell you, since being out here, we've seen building inspectors walking around the downtown area. We know there are 9 buildings that are on the Sacramento Fire list tonight, of buildings they're working to make sure those generators are working so they don't have to evacuate any more people. I wish you could just see how dark it is in downtown Sacramento right now in this area. That is why people are being asked to avoid this area. It's very hard to see cars or people walking by. And again, we know it's so busy down here, so we're going to keep giving you updates throughout the show as well on this breaking and developing news. Chris.
Indeed, our Madison Wait will be checking back in throughout the evening. Again, we cannot stress it enough, but people are being told to avoid the downtown area.
I think right now, staying outside of the downtown corridor due to the street lights being out, at least in this immediate area, the 6-block radius that we've mentioned, that's important.
Daniel Bowers, Sacramento's Director of Emergency Management, stressing the city is prepared to handle this major evacuation effort of multiple high-rise buildings.
I would say since I've been here for 4 years, we've never had to shelter 300 residents at one time. I will say that we are very prepared for it. We trained for this. We have close partnership with the American Red Cross.
Of course, here at ABC 10, we stand for you. It's 1 week before Christmas, and we just had a massive explosion in the heart of downtown Sacramento. That's now forcing people to evacuate their homes. We're told at least 9 high-rise buildings may ultimately need to be evacuated depending on the length of the power outage. City leaders are well aware opening City Hall alone to the public won't be enough.
Absolutely. We'll open community centers. Again, this is an emergency circumstance, so we have facilities that we can open to accommodate this emergency. So we will open at the Hart Senior Center. We can bus them as far as South Natomas Community Center. We have other sites that we can use to safeguard our residents and keep them inside.